Blog Talk Radio.
Hey, it's Sunday, August 9th of 2015, and this is the Meet Magazine Interviews radio show. I'm your host, Meet Magazine, and I have a wonderful guest today. And you may know her from the hit TV show Making the Band, where she was picked by Diddy to be a part of a six-member hip-hop collective known as The Band. Back in 2003, they released their debut album, Too Hot for TV, which achieved gold record status. And she's since gone on to become an actress and a solo recording artist. I would like to welcome Sara Stokes to the phone line. Sara, are you there?
I'm here. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. Hey, listen, it wasn't gold status for the band album. We actually went platinum. So I have a platinum plaque in my house for that. So just wanted to put the record, straight for that. So I'm excited. The band, we did really good. We made history with that show. But now it's time for Sara Stokes. It's time to do my stuff, and, I'm excited about that. Got a lot of good things popping.
Okay, sounds good. Now, do you keep in touch with any of the members of the band?
Oh, yeah, I do. Matter of fact, Babs is on my single called Sneak Peek, which is available on iTunes. I talk with pretty much everybody. We're all family. We feel like we all did that together. We had, 3 seasons on MTV, made history, was signed to Bad Boy, had to be thrown together. It's six people in the band, and just the stuff that we went through, it just made us closer. So, yeah, I still talk to everybody.
Okay. Now, I don't want to talk too much about the band because I know you have, so much more going on, and I definitely want to get into a lot of those other things that you're doing right now. But I did have a couple more questions about the band. Now, I heard a story about how you met Diddy a year or so before making the band, and you told him that you would be signing to him as his artist one day. Is that true?
Actually, that is true. It's crazy. I don't even know what the heck what's going on with that situation. But I had met him, in a VIP little area thing. It was in Detroit. He came down. So everybody that was a star, I was around because I was pushing my little single and my little stuff that I was doing. So I walked up to him, and I was going to just introduce myself and just say, hi, I'm Sara Stokes, and I have an album coming out, and blah, blah, blah. But when I walked up to him, it was just weird. It was like, I shook his hand, and I'm like, hi, my name is Sara Stokes. You're going to sign me one day. I'm your next artist. And then I was like, boom, I walked away. And he was just looking at me like, what the heck did she just say? But, yeah, it was real crazy. I don't know how that happened, but it just happened, and it came true.
Right. It's very prophetic. And
yeah, that's crazy.
It sounds like you know what you want, and you go and get it. And when I was watching the show, I always had the impression that you probably would have done just, I know you guys went platinum and everything, but I think that you could have been one of the biggest stars in the world if you were solo. I kind of felt as if that you really didn't get to show your true potential in the group. You have 6 people to feature on the songs and whatnot, and of course these are pre-YouTube days. This is when TRL, was the king of videos, video shows and whatnot. Now, do you think that you would have been better off as a solo artist?
Well, you know what? Everything happens for a reason. And honestly, I appreciate Puff even choosing me. Like, the platform was the biggest ever. If you think about it, it was how many years ago? And still, people to this day still know who the heck I am. And I haven't had an album out or a single in 10 years. So just to, clear the record up, it's just like, wow, thank you, Puff, for even that opportunity, for choosing me for the band. And like I said, you couldn't pay for that type of exposure. MTV, 3 seasons, making history. Dave Chappelle, that skit, he's still, to this day, I see it on Comedy Central all the freaking time. So, I appreciate everything that I've been through from that on, and just, like I said, the platform. So it was huge platform. But, yeah, of course, that's what I feel like, my voice not being able to, be heard 100%. But, now is the time for my stuff. So it is what it is.
Absolutely. And, there were a few scenes that really, really stuck out that were just so memorable from the Making the Band show. Now, the one scene, I hate to bring it up, but I know this is what everybody, I'm pretty sure, still brings up to you to this day. The infamous walking to, I believe it was Manhattan to Brooklyn for the Cheesecake.
Yeah.
Now, what really happened behind the scenes? Because what we saw on TV, I know it had to be edited down. But can you tell us a little bit about what really happened, like the true story about the cheesecake?
Oh, no. That everything y'all saw is what really happened, but you just didn't walk it with us. So it took about 8 hours to get there and back. I mean, I'm talking about brisk walking, like you're speed walking, and it still took about 8 hours to get there and back. So it was insane. I didn't know how long Brooklyn, and Manhattan were from each other walking-wise, but I was just like, oh, my gosh, my knees are done. I mean, I would have done it all over again, honestly, because that ain't nothing but, you about 10 workouts in one, honestly. But it was definitely crazy. We went and did it. Brooklyn, Manhattan, we definitely walked to it.
Is it true that Babs got hurt during the walk?
Oh, I don't know if she got hurt or anything. She made it, but, I mean, I know her knees were messed up. Mine were, so, yeah. I mean, I think all of us were a little bit like, wow, this is wreaking havoc on the body.
Okay, now there's one question. Well, actually, it's really a two-part question. About that infamous walk, I don't think you've ever been asked this before, and it's just something that I kind of wondered for the past 12 years since the episode aired. Now, who actually paid for the cheesecake once you guys got to the store, and who ended up eating the cheesecake since Diddy wasn't there when you guys got back?
Well, we paid for the cheesecake out of our own pockets, and I got me one on the side, too. I wasn't really fond of cheesecake at the time, but I was like, man, bump this. I'm about to get something. Walked all this way. But when we got back, Puff was actually gone at the time. So I think the next day, maybe Beyonce or somebody ate the cheesecake. I'm not sure exactly who, because I wasn't there in their face to see if they ate it or not. But that's what I heard, is that Beyonce or somebody that came to the studio had the cheesecake. So it is what it is.
Wow, that's like a story all onto itself. If that's true, that's
right.
That's a great, amazing piece of hip hop history that we may have revealed today. Now,
right.
That sounds like you guys did a lot of walking. But speaking of walking, I hear that you got into running marathons at some point.
Yes, I love marathons. I mean, I've been running since I was 12 years old with my dad. My dad's a Marine, ex-Marine, and I ran like 3 miles with him all the time. And I just love running. I just feel like it gives you this type of mindset where you want to stop, but you can't, and you have to finish. So it gives you that, that strength in your mind, and where you overcome whatever your body's telling you. You're like, nah, body, you listen to what my mind is saying, and I'm telling you, you got to keep going. So I feel like, yeah, the marathon thing is me. I've ran like 3 now, from New York to Branson, Missouri, one in New York. I mean, I'm definitely going to be running some more for sure. But I just love the feeling of it. I love marathons.
Right. So I guess that's how you got your signature legs.
Oh, man, them legs for days up in this piece. I'm telling you, I could kick somebody's neck off. I love the legs. So it's definitely number one.
I still remember the episode from Making the Band when you guys had to run, I think it was 2 miles, and you guys were running around the track, and you came in first.
Oh, yeah, I tore them dudes up, man. I don't care if you buff. I don't care if you think you got some big kind of muscles and all that, man. I'm carrying you up, man. It's the momentum. It's the power. It's the endurance. And I feel like that's like how life is. Life can throw you anything, bumps and scratches and whatever the heck, and you have to jump over curbs or whatever. But in a marathon, you have to keep going no matter what curb, what hill. You just have to have that endurance and that, just that mindset and that strength to keep going. So that's how I view life, honestly.
Right, and from what I've seen, you've really kept up your physical appearance over the last 12 years. You haven't aged 1 second, never mind a day, not even 1 second. And
I'll take that for 200. Thank you.
Now, with all of the working out and the running marathons and things like that, I know that helps with the physical appearance. But from what I hear, you went back to school and you were using your education towards something involving women's physical appearances. Is that correct? The product company?
Yeah, well, actually, I did go back to school. I got my aesthetics degree, to be an esthetician. I passed 8 boards and all that stuff. I love skincare. So I feel like if you look good, you feel good, too. So to me, that was just another passion of mine. I went back to school, got my aesthetics degree, so I can have skincare, matter of fact, a skincare line or a makeup line that is in the works now. So, I just wanted not just to have a face or a name, but know what the heck I'm talking about. So, had to get the intelligence up on that.
Absolutely. I hope that you're going to put out, something for men. I would love to purchase something.
Heck yeah, I got the men on lock too. Don't nobody want to walk around bumpy. Everybody want to look nice. Everybody's like, you know what, my skin, like I said, that's the thing that people notice when they first see you is your face. So you want it to be, best face forward.
Plus, you got to look good for those, those music video shoots. Will there be a music video for Sneak Peek?
Yes, there will be. We're actually in the process of getting all that together. Just got the treatment for it. It's going to be really sexy. Most likely we're going to tape it out there in Atlanta. And there is a video for a sneak peek featuring Babs. So Babs going to come through, do her thing. So I'm excited, man. This year right now is just so many possibilities, so many doors that are opened. And, it's just about going through and executing it and just being on it. So, here it is.
Is Sneak Peek the first single from the upcoming album produced by James Worthy?
Yes, it is. It's the first single. Me and James Worthy got so many different songs. You guys are going to be so just amazed and just in love because right now is a time where everything that I've been through, the good, the bad, the ugly, whatever, everything is being put into this album. So you're going to get to hear my life, basically. And I feel like a lot of the artists out there, they put their real soul and their feelings into the music. People can feel them, and that's what I feel like will help an artist stay. That's that staying power is when people can actually feel you out there and you're telling the truth and you're singing about stuff that really happened. And, it's just, I love this album that I'm doing right now. James Worthy is my dude for sure.
Right. Now, like you were saying that, people are putting themselves into the songs. And one of the things that I really, really love and appreciate about your music is when I hear your voice, I'm actually hearing your voice. Now, I actually talked with James because I interviewed him the other day, and we spoke a little bit about Autotune. And if you are using any Autotune in your tracks, I can't hear it because for the most part, what I hear is your actual natural voice. How do you feel about Autotune? Do you use it a little bit on tracks for pitch correction, or what are your feelings on it?
Well, the only thing about Autotune is, if that's what people feel like is going to make them sound better, then they do what they do. I don't knock any artists out there, especially if they're doing what they do, and they're making paper with it. But me, I came from an era where you really had to sing. You really had to sing and prove yourself. You couldn't get up there with no Autotune because there was no Autotune. You can always fix something and maybe make it sound a little bit better, more on key. But when it comes to real live singing, how you going to Autotune that? You know what I'm saying? People going to see you live and they're going to be like, oh, shoot. What is that voice? I don't remember that on the record, on the album. So, I come from an era, like I said, where you really have to sing. So, that just is what it is. But if that's your thing, is Autotune, that's your thing, go ahead and do your thing. Me, I sing for real.
Okay, so we won't have to worry about any Milli Vanilli situation, somebody popping out behind the curtains and it's really them singing. Okay, I'm just.
Oh no! If I'm gonna do some Milli Vanilli stuff, it's gonna be to my own stuff that I'm the one that's singing it, and it must be my voice is all the way gone, and I'm probably gonna tell y'all, like, look, my junk ain't working today. Can I get somebody out in the audience that can sing my stuff? That's probably what I would do, and I would have one of the fans or somebody singing my stuff on stage to let them know, put everybody else involved. Why not?